Welcome back to Just Weirdly Blended. I'm Jesse.
And I am Tom.
And it's been a long morning already.
Yeah, you've been busy?
Yeah, I woke up at like fucking 6 something this morning and go golf.
I did not.
Played like a piece of shit.
Day by day, man. Day by day.
Golf
is a hard sport. It's
hard.
The game of champions. So we went Friday night.
Yeah.
We're going to podcast a little early this week, but knowing that you guys want to hear about, more interesting things, we're like, let's get some life experience. Let's do something.
We're like, should we golf or should we podcast? And we're like, you know what? Let's go golf because
both sound equally fun, but let's golf. Really, when the weather's like mild, which it was kind of mild,
yeah,
and it wasn't windy and it wasn't like super hot out. It was late.
It felt good,
so it was nice. Good time. Probably played the best round of my life.
You'd be good.
Got 6 pars.
You did.
It's a par 3 golf course, so
they don't need to know that.
It's reasonably, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. I was very excited.
But you're
felt good.
So something. So I was golfing today, and I did not get any pars. Got a lot of everything,
like
but pars.
Double the par.
Double everything. Yeah. It was terrible.
Yeah, we all have those days. It's
something Nick told me. He's like, just don't think about the score.
Yeah.
Right. Don't think about the score of what you're getting. Just the contact. How are you hitting the ball?
Right.
How are you making contact? Right. Focus on those things.
Yeah. You gotta. I've like being a teacher has kind of taught me to analyze things in a different way. Be like very specific with what I'm targeting and what I want to work on. Mm-hmm. Break it down to like, okay, I actually see the patterns a little more than just like, oh, that sucked. Oh, that sucked. Oh, I'm over there. Oh, I'm over there. All the time.
It's
like,
it's so hard though with like golf because like you could be turned just a little
tiny bit,
and then it'll pull the ball a certain way, or your hands are twisted. I don't know. So like when I practice swing, I'm like, okay. When I come through, I'm like, oh, okay, it's doing this. And then when I go and hit the ball, it's way different
because it's in here, man. It's up in it's in your head,
dude. I had this good. I hit a drive and I was like, okay, this is nice. Let me just do a nice little chipperoo.
Yep.
And then
yep.
It's not that far. We're talking maybe 30 yards.
Yeah.
I go to chip. This motherfucking ball goes to the left like 30 other yards. And I was like, and it went in the sand. I was like, oh, here we go.
It's wild, man. It's like chips are ridiculously difficult. Yeah. In my backyard, I practice and like with real golf balls and stuff. And if it gets in something deep, it's so hard to make good contact. So like we have like Bermuda grass, which for those of you that don't know, Bermuda grass,
beautiful.
It grows in like veins across the ground. So like think of like really thick roots, but on top of the ground. So when the grass sprouts out of these roots, they kind of like finger out, but they cause these like really deep impressions. So the ball ends up almost underneath this crap.
Oh.
So I go to hit it and I'm way behind a lot, I'm noticing. So then by the time I'm hitting, I'm either blading it or like I'm just not hitting it hardly at all. And that's a wasted shot. That's like the area that you really have to get good at.
Is that short?
As a professional, I can tell you guys, you should listen to me. The short game, man.
It is.
You're going to really kill yourself on those chips and those putts,
That's so like I did terrible driving like normal, and there'd be these putts. Like sometimes I putt really well.
Yeah, sure.
Today was not that day. Today was like, it would go to the hole, and as soon as it hit the hole, it would roll off it.
But you
like 3 or 4 times, a few times.
Pretty darn close.
I had a couple, but then it's like, I didn't hit it enough. I hit it too far.
Yeah.
This guy, Sammy, that was with us, he's this like Samoan dude. I don't know if he's Samoan, but he looks Samoan to me.
He may not be Samoan at all, but...
Yeah, he might be Hawaiian or something. But he's like Islander.
Yeah, I got you.
But he's a big dude. He fucking outgolfed both me and Nick. But he was just like, yeah, it's just about being patient.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's something I lack. Like having that patience. Fuck. That's something I've been practicing. Like I try to practice being patient. Like the other day, my sink in our bathroom. It's been clogging, draining slow. I don't know if anybody's ever had that where it's just a slow drain.
Never, never.
Like
ever.
it fills up and then it would
Always.
just go slow, and it's always done that. And I thought at one time I somehow got a Nerf bullet in there. I think I might have got it out because I took apart this underneath the sink, the P trap and all that, right?
Right.
And sure enough, the P trap looked pretty decent. It was gross,
It's pretty amazing.
But then there's this other pipe that goes down into the P trap, but like goes up to the wall.
Yeah.
So that one was disgusting.
Really?
It looked like it was a dead mouse. It wasn't a mouse, but it was like this big glob of like hair and spit and fucking who knows what else was in
Smells
there.
amazing when you do
So
this kind of work.
I go outside and I clear it, get everything cleared, and I noticed that the end of that one is all rusted and nasty, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it still works, whatever.
Is it metal?
Yeah, they're metal.
Oh wow.
And so then the P trap was nice. It was fine. So I go put all that together. As I'm tightening everything up, all of a sudden I like drain. Okay, it's draining all right. Then the water starts coming out the wall, and I'm like, okay.
The water comes out the wall underneath the sink.
No, so like where the whole this look. Hey,
Okay.
see where it goes.
Sure.
Anybody
Sure.
who's visual, I'm finger
Yeah, you might
banging
want to
my
watch.
whole.
You might
my
want to
hand.
watch this one. This one. This is definitely
very
a visual.
I did
podcast.
the OK sign, and then I put my fingers in the circle of my fingers.
2 fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I don't know why 2 fingers.
Double fingered. But anyway,
It was a big hole. But anyway, like so, I put the pipe in there. But what was causing water to leak back out was the washer was like fucked up. It was old. Like my house is built in the 60s, so it's still from the 60s. So it's like old and shit. But anyway, as I'm tightening the P trap itself,
Yeah.
I start, putting the nut down, tightening it. The fucking thing snaps. The P trap snaps, and I was like, "You piece of shit!"
Wow.
Right?
That was the P trap plastic, or is it all?
No, that was all metal. Right?
Wow.
It just disintegrates, and I was like,
Sure.
so I was getting frustrated because this was only supposed to be a quick fix.
Yeah.
And then I get stuff, and then it's still that's when it starts leaking. I get everything, new P trap, new little pipe, get that all together, run the water, and then that's when the leak starts happening from the wall. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So I got pretty frustrated because I wasn't being patient. And Alicia's like,
Sounds like you were pretty patient.
I was
Just
up to a
things
point. I was
were fucking up kind of left and right.
yeah, after it snapped, I was like, okay, whatever. Let me get everything. I went to the store, got everything. Boom. You go to Home Depot. I was thinking, oh, yeah, dude, I got everything in one shot.
No.
I went to Home Depot, put everything together, and then that water comes out. And I'm like, crap. And then that's when I discovered, okay, this washer's crap.
Yeah.
And so then I started getting kind of frustrated.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
then Alicia, I love her to death, but sometimes the wives can be not so helpful because sometimes as a man, like
Elaborate. Explain if you would.
so as a man, I'm like, yeah, I'm frustrated. And sometimes we get like 3-year-olds and we throw tantrums.
Right.
And I'm venting. It's more me venting and being a bitch. I'm bitching.
But
like, this fucking thing's not working. Fucking my whole house is falling apart. Oh my God, my life.
Yeah. Let's just burn it down. It's all garbage.
Yeah.
It's trash.
I wasn't crying, but I was like bitchy. I was just complaining. I was just trying to vent my thoughts, and I was just going down my rabbit hole
of feelings.
Yeah. I was just, and what doesn't help those feelings is when the wife's like saying things. I hate when you react this way, or why are you doing? Like you don't need to worry. It's just the sink. You don't
Because
it's not a big deal.
Again, if we put that situation in reverse,
Yeah.
and she were upset, and you were to comment, "I hate when you act this way," blah blah blah, that would go over real well.
Yeah. So I was just like, I was just frustrated, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, this is just freaking frustrating. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was just trying to clean something. This is what I get for doing this. I'm complaining like that.
Yeah.
This is what I get for doing that. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Being all pity and all self pity and whatever.
You know what? No, you have a right to your feelings. You had a hard moment. You were working hard.
Yeah.
And you held it together for a long time. Any man in your circumstances would have done the same thing.
So I was like, I got pretty frustrated, and she did make sense. It's just a sink. It'll be there tomorrow. Like it's not nothing's broke. But I mean, at that moment, you know, you're in your headspace and you're not thinking that stuff. You're like
Right.
down this rabbit hole, and I'm like, you know, so after a while, I kind of calmed down, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have snapped, like, because I snapped at her, but not like yelling at her, like, I'm just frustrated, you know,
Yeah.
I had my voice raised, and so
Right. Got defensive and
yeah. So I was just like, hey, I'm so sorry. I go, but something you can do to help me is when I'm in those moments, I just need you to not say anything.
Yeah.
Just let me vent, because I'll get over it eventually.
See, Blanca's gotten
like-
really good at that.
I was like, and Alicia is normally pretty good at that. I go, but I'm practicing trying to be like not as, you know, I've been practicing being a little more patient with things, letting things come to me. You know, I'm not breaking stuff. And, you know, I went outside because I was upset, and I was like, oh, and then I kicked a flower. It was already dying, so I kicked it. Like, fuck you.
Fuck you, flower. You're going to fucking die for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I kicked it. It went a whole, like, half a yard.
Imagine that flower's, the last thought through that flower's head.
It was my foot.
Like, no. Oh.
It was already dying. I put it out of its goddamn misery. Now I got the black lung pop.
Are you going to water me? Save my life. Yeah.
No.
That was a dick move, bro. You just murdered that
Yeah, it was
flower.
one of those tulips in the front.
Yeah.
It was just hanging. It was
They're
laying on the
beautiful
ground.
flowers, guys. Beautiful
They are.
flowers.
They're like a red.
Calla lily, aren't they? Are they calla lily?
No, they're Washington lilies.
not a calla lily. We're not in California. Speaking of California, man. I'll let you finish.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
so,
you were done. And then
Yeah,
I'm
so,
gonna
so
roll
I,
into
I was
something
just saying, like, I go down this rabbit hole of emotions, and
Yeah.
and then something I just let her know is just like sometimes when I'm in that headspace, sometimes for me, because I put it in a way where it wasn't like I'm mad at her, because I was just
Yeah.
like, what would help me is if you just kind of just let me,
right.
let me
Like,
vent
give me
out.
that moment to feel it.
Yeah, and then I'll get over it,
Right.
and then obviously I go, because I'm gonna come back to it. I'm
Right.
gonna bitch. I'm gonna complain, but at the end of the day, I'm still gonna try to
Right, you're
fix
gonna do it.
which I did. I
Right.
did yesterday, but I did take that moment. Okay, I'm not gonna fix it.
Yeah.
And so I
it's
did
good
that.
to walk away before I break something.
And yeah, so I let that go. I want to say it was Friday after we golfed is when I tried to do all
Okay,
this.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. And then yesterday, I think it's when I finally like, okay, let me fix this, and
You
I
know,
fixed it.
that's
and I
like
felt good.
that's a good point. Like what you're saying. Like I think when you're angry or you're tired, it's time to just stop for that moment because something's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
there's no, your brain doesn't work right. So like I've known, like when I've done like, you know, like built stuff or whatever. Yeah, if I start to get tired where I'm like, I should stop, but I'm like, I just need to get this done. That's when I start making the mistakes. I cut wrong or I'll like damage something and then you're like, I shouldn't have done it. It's like not worth, in the end, it's not worth that time.
I think what happens too is you end up going back down that hole.
Yeah, you
Because
get
now you're
more
like, you
angry.
get more angry and you're like,
Yeah,
start
it's like a
snapping the wood.
whirlpool of anger. You know?
You hold it and you think you're a ninja.
Yeah.
Fucking snapping the wood.
And it doesn't break, and then you're more mad because you're like, now I'm a pussy.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
like,
nothing.
yeah, it just whirls around to I am worthless. Yeah, don't do that to yourselves. It's not, you're not worthless. you
Yeah,
know?
and you know, I've actually been doing good at not doing that.
That's good. Yeah,
Like,
you've worked really hard.
not
on
to
that.
say those things to myself.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes shitting on myself,
Yeah,
it's probably not helpful, obviously.
Right.
So I think it's because I don't know. I've been working on that late, like for a while actually,
Sure.
for the last year. But I think listening to like the Theo Vaughn podcast and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's pretty insightful with some of the stuff. So it got me thinking more like, you know, trying to
Right.
figure out why do I feel this way?
Right.
Why are noticing those triggers
right.
when I feel that like that rise of like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck up everyone.
So, question about golf, kind of like the chicken or the egg thing. Like, do you think that practicing golf and being mindful in golf can teach you more patience?
Yeah.
Or do you think you have to develop patience before you should attempt golf?
I think-
Like, what do you think's more like?
I think
dependent
golf
on
can
the
teach
other?
you patience, just like
Yeah.
parenting can teach
If you're
you patience.
open to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
or
so
you just beat your kids and you're a horrible parent. I mean,
Fuck
like,
'em up.
it can teach you or land you in jail, one or the other.
which one you want?
But please be a good parent.
But no, yeah, I think getting to that point though, I think golf or just anything in general like that can teach you to be patient.
Sure, to be in the moment. be
Because like you
mindful.
said,
Yeah.
like when you're upset and you're just trying to hurry, you're going to do shit. And that's how, like, for me, when I was golfing today,
Yeah.
I just, in my body, in my mind, and like inside me, something
Right.
felt rushed. Like I
Yes.
needed to hurry up because I felt like all these people are waiting on me,
Right.
or I'm ruining the game because everyone's waiting for me because they're like way better than I am. And you know, Nick was like, "Nah, man, we're just here playing."
Yeah.
And you know, I was doing a good job not being mad about things.
Right.
I was just like,
But it does get frustrating and your timing gets off and then everything feels wrong.
"Yeah,
And that's like, I've started, instead of just hitting the ball, like going up and like, ugh, I will take a second and just kind of hold the club there until I can kind of sense,
yeah,
like, this feels like the right moment. And then I'll swing. It doesn't always work, but it feels like it works better because I hate that feeling when you swing and you hit the ball and you're like, God, that felt bad from the beginning. Like, I knew I shouldn't have done that.
yeah." You know, yeah, because I actually had that exact thing happen to me today.
Yeah.
Like I took a practice swing, and I knew that practice swing didn't feel right.
Uh-huh.
So and instead of just taking that moment to like woo-saw myself, I'm like, okay.
Right.
And then I just went up and I swung, and sure enough, the shot was crap.
Right.
And, you know,
But because you're going through the motions, you're not going through the ritual.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you're like, if you're taking practice swings, you're feeling it, and you're like, because a lot of golf is like, it's
mental.
almost like the old Chinese philosophy of just going with the flow, the
like
the
water.
yin and the yang.
Yeah, for
exactly. I mean, like water is a very a good analogy there because, like, the harder you try to hit a ball and the more force you try to put into a swing, usually the worse off you're going to end up being. If you can learn that timing and just letting it fall and letting nature do the work, you end up with these beautiful shots a lot of the time. But getting your brain to just shut off, like,
So hard.
so many times. I'm getting better. Like, I've been really practicing that when we've gone to the driving range, and I can feel I'm less like I'm improving in not trying to just kill it.
Yeah.
But you always know when you start to get a little frustrated and you you just hear that like it's fucking tennis.
Yeah.
You know, you don't do that in golf. And tennis, sure.
I'm like,
Yeah. Women's tennis, turn off the
women's
the-
tennis, I might touch myself.
Put a blanket over the TV and tell me what you think you're watching.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Guess what you're watching?
Yeah. It's like you can do a
Pornhub.
comparison. Is it porn or women's tennis?
Women's tennis. Nope, wrong. Wrong, it was porn.
Yeah.
She's using tennis balls inside her.
Yeah. It was a wild video.
Something Nick did tell me, though, he says he feels like for him, sometimes when he's walking a course, he actually plays a little better because
You have more time.
when he does have a shit shot, those walks, he can think and he can
Sure.
actually calm himself down.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of sense because like when me and you went on Friday, we didn't do terrible. I thought we did actually
We did
really
pretty
well.
good, yeah.
But like when I had a bad shot, just walking and just talking, like I forgot about it.
Your
You know what I
brain
mean?
has time to cope and time to, reset a little bit.
But like today, there would be like these shitty shots, and then when I would hurry up and I would just like, okay, I'm gonna just go here and just hit this shot, like those ones where I would just like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking hit it. Who gives a fuck? Beautiful shot. Like I had this tree that I was right behind this tree, just off to the left of it.
Yeah.
Branches are hanging down. Like
Beautiful imagery,
Nick's
my
like,
friend.
you probably want to like loft it up, or you're gonna have to shoot it low because
Right.
this is in your way. You use this.
Normal
But
shot,
I
you're
was
gonna
like
go right
at
through the trees.
at those moments, I was like, I'm just gonna use my 5-iron.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. I get up there, boom, I hit it. He's like, I don't know how you got past all them branches, but that was a hell of a shot. Mind you, I didn't see where the ball landed because I couldn't see because this tree.
Right.
And I'm like looking underneath this tree, and he's like, no, it's right there. And it was right on the fringe.
Nice.
It was a clean hit, but it's like one of those hits where I'm just not thinking.
Yeah,
I just
right.
did it because I'm like, what else? It was the last hole. I was like, what else do I got to lose?
What am I gonna
suck
do?
anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sure
There's
enough,
freedom in
it was
that.
a nice hit, and then I, like 9 putted, I think. I think I ended up just picking up the ball because I was already at the score.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just pick this.
Well, like, that's the crazy thing is to think of, like, when they do these 4-day tournaments and, you get a guy that's like 17 under par for the 4 days of golf. And it's like, to be consistent like that for 4 days in a row, that's a hard thing to do, man. 9 holes.
If there's something I can think, though, I'm consistent in the fact that I score really high.
Yeah. My score is very consistent.
It's a 110 all the time.
No, I was super happy. Like on Friday. I mean, it is a practice course. It's not like a major deal,
But still.
But it's a marked improvement. I've always been in for this 9 holes, and we're like par 3 for all the holes. So it's like 27 is your par score.
Yeah.
And I've consistently been like 37. I think one time maybe I got 36, and I've been up to like 42.
Yeah.
Right, for those 9 holes. And what was it? Like 33, 34, something like that.
It was a good score.
And I'm like, so that's like, it's not like a massive improvement, but 3 strokes better than any time before. Like that to me.
No,
is a great
you're going
thing.
pro. You're going pro.
It's a great thing. I'm coming for you. Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, I'm coming for you, boy.
I can do 2 taps on my golf club when I'm picking up that ball before I lose.
Can you?
Sometimes. It's very bad. I don't know how people friggin' do it. I don't know how.
They just sit there.
And I've watched. Like I've said, there's a guy I've golfed with in the past that can freaking do it. He can just walk with it.
Do you think it's a wrist thing?
He picks it up so smooth, and it looks just easy. I swear to God, this guy could pop it up and hit it. Like he's just that.
Screw those people too.
Yeah, man.
I've seen people on YouTube where they'll do that shit.
Yeah.
Then they'll like swing weird, and then
Yeah.
and it's just like this drive.
It doesn't matter. They just know how to straighten out that club head.
Or I'll see them hold their hands weird, and then they'll like
Knock over the microphone.
knock over the microphone. But they'll do that and knock over the
nuts.
mic. I knocked over it.
Man, I did a trick shot when we were at the driving range. I accidentally hit 3 balls at once. That was pretty neat.
That's actually pretty cool. I seen a guy
it was
hit.
amazing.
He hit a ball. It goes in the air, and so his goal was to hit this ball, and then with another ball, hit that ball. Right? So you see him do it a few times, and then finally, sure enough, he does it.
So he's essentially like skeet shooting with golf.
Yeah, so he hits the ball, it goes out, and then he hits it again, another one, and then he hits that ball. Bing. I was like, I don't know how long it took him, but it was impressive, nonetheless.
What a turd. It's not fair. It's not fair, man.
I'm like, I'm trying to aim, I'm trying to do shit.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to just hit the ball. No, but it's been fun. I enjoy the game. And we did find Jesse, you were telling me about this clip.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool because, there are American heroes that we don't see every day.
There is.
And with the PGA, this is the 16th hole, I believe, at the Waste Management Cup. And
what a shitty name for a fucking golf tournament.
Let's watch this American hero.
This is the garbage
at
round.
Work. He looks like a soldier, getting ready for some ceremony.
Why does it low-key sound like they're booing? Oh, no.
No, now they're excited.
He's about to...
This guy's a master at work. I watched a video like this.
I've seen a million videos like this. I want one.
I do too, man. Look at that. Pop, pop, pop.
Bam. His wife loves him. He's already
steps
pounds
back.
her good.
Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Oh, so the one I watched, it was a little longer.
Yeah, I saw one that was a little different too.
So he does this. It's the same guy, but he'll cut that.
Yeah.
They show that kind of the process.
He sprays it, right?
Yeah, which is
I
cool.
saw that.
See, go back up. Actually, not him. This guy. The black guy.
This
guy is about to hit a golf ball
if
like
the one I
you've
think
never
he hits
seen
crazy
before.
too.
Okay, guy.
Nicknamed Snappy
One-
Gilmore,
yeah.
he
Why don't
drives
you
golf
chill
balls
out?
over
good.
300 yards, all with only
There you
one
go.
hand.
That was
And this
nice.
started when his friends
No.
invited him out
No,
to the driving
go.
range, and he decided to hit the ball with only one
How much
hand,
faith
just
do you have to
having
have
some
in
fun.
someone to
But when he
hold?
did,
I
it
would-
went
I
so
love you,
far
Tom,
that his friends
but
told
I
him
would
to do
not
it again,
trust
and the rest
Bro,
is
to hold
history,
the ball.
gaining
I call
a
you
massive
idiot if you
following
trust
all
me. I
across
think this
social
is
media due to this
CGI.
unique
I
and
don't think this is
impressive
real.
golf swing, while at the same time hitting some of the craziest trick shots with his friends' help. But the funniest part is that even the pros wanted to know his secrets, so he had to teach them his ways.
It's
and if you
video
see
editing.
this swing on the next PGA
Yeah.
Tour, you
It's
now
not
know
real.
why. This guy is about to hit a golf ball like you've never seen before.
What do you guys think? Is that real?
Nicknamed
That's
Snappy
real.
Gilmore, he
Man,
drives golf balls
this guy
over
needs to-
300
His name's
Snappy
yards,
Gilmore?
all with only one
Snappy
hand.
Gilmore.
And this started when his
Dude.
friends invited him out to the
That's
driving
trust.
range, and he
Between
decided
those
to hit the
guys?
ball
Yeah,
with only
no,
one
man.
hand. Just
Do you even
having
trust
some
your
fun.
wife
But
that
when he
much,
did,
G?
it went so far that his friends told him to do it again.
I
and
can't
the
even
rest
hit a
is
golf ball
history,
that
far.
gaining a
Guy.
massive
Two-handed.
following all
Guy.
across social media due to this unique.
See, and that's what I'm
impressive
talking
golf
about.
swing, while at the
About
same
those
time-
weird ways that they people just will hold something.
Oh, this is our,
that you get paid.
this is our hometown, guys.
Is that the Blue Bridge?
Senator, that's well disclosed in our proxy documents in each of the years that
Anybody who's watching
Oh,
that's
it's playing the wrong one.
what are they
Never
talking
mind.
about?
All right. Sorry,
here we
guys.
go.
That's something boring. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute.
It's
Hold
in
on.
Spanish, so we definitely don't know what's being said.
This is Tri-Cities, man.
Yeah, this is coming from Kennewick into Pasco.
This is where we live.
Yeah.
Look at that beautiful, majestic blue bridge.
I don't know. Something about bridges is kind of sick, though.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. We got like 3 or 4 bridges around here. Pretty neat.
So I have this ex-coworker. He's like a acquainton, a friend. I consider him. His name's Chris Jackson. If you guys want, look him up. He's a pretty awesome photographer. But he took this awesome picture, and I bought a canvas of his.
Yeah.
And it's of the cable bridge, which there's the blue bridge, and then just off to the right of that blue bridge down ways, it's what we call the cable bridge. But he took this amazing photo of it, and it's just something about bridges just looks so fudging
They
cool,
do.
dude.
I'm going to show you a picture of the cable bridge for those
Cable
of you that
bridge. But yeah, no, something to think about though. Being patient is it's such a skill. I don't know how to master it yet.
Yeah, we're teaching you patience.
Like I can't think. I'm trying to think straight. Like I heard JJ the other day getting upset about a game, and I was like, I kind of told him that same thing. Hey, just maybe take a step back and come back to it. And sure enough, when he did that, he beat that stupid level that he was trying to beat, and he was all good.
See, that's the kids in video games too, man.
Hit
It's
that
like
tab up top.
golf.
See,
This is the cable bridge here, guys.
Yep.
See the cables? You guys all see the cable. That's where
Yeah.
it gets its name, is Cable Bridge.
yeah,
It's
no,
actually
it's
got a
owned by
different
Comcast.
name. Yeah, it's Comcast. This is fiber. This is all fiber here.
Fiber lines.
Yeah, so this is one of our 2 bridges.
This is the first bridge I crossed when I came from Mexico. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
when
this is-
I moved to the Tri-Cities, though, I came in on a Greyhound bus at the
Look at
Greyhound
that.
station in Pasco, and went under. Me and Tom have kayaked underneath that.
Yeah,
thing.
it's pretty wild when you kayak under this thing. The whole underbelly on the ends is concrete. And then you get out here and you can actually see underneath where like the cables are fixed to the bridge. It's pretty wild, man. Like
Bridges are kind of amazing.
bridges are, you driving over water. It's really crazy.
Just the way they're built and everything.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like how much math. See that photo?
Yeah, look at that.
That's
Your friends?
my friend has I'm pretty sure that's his.
Smithsonian Magazine.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I want to say this is the same picture I have
Let's
at
see
home.
here. Looks pretty darn similar.
wish it- Does it say date taken?
Copyright Ruby.
Lie just maybe
I don't
not
know.
him, but
Well,
it
it's
looks similar.
He did a great job.
Is that green?
No.
Okay, the one I did was like green or something. It was
Okay.
they did it for like a awareness or
Yeah,
some
this is
shit
one
like
of our bridges for Leprechaun Awareness Month. This is
that. You gotta watch out.
This is beautiful, you guys. You should come to the Tri-Cities, Washington, and see our bridges.
Well,
We have-
Tri-Cities, I mean, it's a pretty cool little town.
We're a city in growth, man.
How many? What do you think, population wise?
Now
4.5 million.
each city, because it's broken into like the 3 cities, right? So let's see, what is our population?
I want to say it's probably like 250,000 or something crazy like that.
Let's see.
Because what Spokane's about that?
Yeah, Spokane and Tacoma always kind of go, or at least they used to go back and forth for like second place.
You know, Spokane's cool, but I don't know. I like the Tri-Cities more.
I would not move, but if I had to live anywhere else, I'd probably move to Spokane.
Yeah, just right there underneath.
Population.
Boom. Yeah, guys, we're Googling for you.
We are
300. Oh,
316,600.
that's nice.
4.3% increase from 2020. This growth is attributed to the job and business development. And the Tri-Cities is growing faster than the rest of Washington state.
Damn,
The
we're going to
office
become its
of-
own state.
We are, man. The Office of Financial Management projects the Tri-Cities will continue to grow with a population of 350 by 2030. And I've been looking at some of the like future building that's going on. Man, I'm getting excited because we don't have a lot of tall buildings around here. I think our tallest is probably like 7
It's called
floors.
Cadillac.
And Cadillac. I think I talked
Parking
about this
garage.
last week.
Yeah, I think we
Doesn't matter, man. I'm freaking stoked. I like tall buildings.
Dude,
They don't have
something
to be
about-
like massive,
No.
but just something, man.
They need to build the tallest building in the state here.
I want to build a Parham Tower.
150
And I want it to be,
floors.
that's right. I want it to be taller than the New York skyscrapers, and people will come.
It'll
from
be your
miles
height times
just to look at me.
2.4 million.
Yeah, what's my height times like 1,000? You know,
I don't know, 6'4" times 1,000.
it's a lot.
That's a much.
It's a lot.
Would it be in inches? I don't know.
I don't think you could do that. Like, I don't think you could build a building 6,000 feet tall. That'd be pretty difficult.
It's called the gods.
Yeah.
It's building of the gods. That's what my building would be called.
What if at some point you get it high enough in space that the top of the building just keeps it upright because it's in no gravity?
it's just in gravity?
Like, you get to the top floor and you're just floating. That'd be crazy.
Your CEO's up there. You gotta go visit him.
Hey guys. Projections are astronomical. Absolutely incredible.
Be like, oh, here we go with his
Yeah.
stupid ass space jokes again.
Okay.
Everything's through the roof.
Through the roof. Yeah. To the moon, guys. We're going to the moon. Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, hey, we're getting ready to go to Utah actually as a family.
Yeah.
We'll be heading out
You
Wednesday.
excited?
I am excited.
Yeah. Blanca's currently in Las Vegas with her mom and our daughter. So
It seems like they've been having a blast.
they have been. It's been pretty neat. A lot of the little videos that she's sending back.
Yeah.
Elena looks very happy. I know she was hanging out with your dad today, it
today,
looked like. So she and Pops have a lot in common. They had almost the same shirt on. That was pretty cool.
They do. Tie-dyed.
Yeah, man.
No, and my dad's actually coming down here the 24th or something like that.
Nice.
He'll be down here in the Tri-Cities
That's
for a few
cool.
days.
Mr. Chuck Barber. He's a longtime supporter of the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Long-time listener, not a
Yeah.
first-time caller yet.
No, we don't have a phone line hooked
If you
up.
want, call 1-800. We don't have a phone.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who you'll get, but it's not me.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a real number.
1-800 Big Dicks. Which reminds me.
That probably is a real number.
So when I used to work at this fence company over here locally, me and the guy that worked in the shop, we'd be joking around a lot.
Yeah.
Well, he left what they would do when someone would call, like if someone called like you, right? They would write it down on this pink slip, this like voice memo kind of thing, and they'd put it on your time card because we used to have those punches where you have to like punch
Yeah,
in
like
and out.
physical time card. Yeah.
And so, well, he did that, but he used we found this number. It was 1-800. It was like some, like gay hotline, something
Okay.
like that.
All
and he
right.
was this, his name, I forget what the guy's name was. He was this Hispanic fella. And he was not about that life, right? Anyway, he had his daughter call. Because he didn't like speak the best English, I guess.
Oh.
Or he didn't understand stuff, but he calls and it's like it was like some sex hotline.
Oh no.
Gay sex hotline.
And his
It was
kid called? How old is the
his kid was like 20 something.
Okay.
It wasn't like a little kid.
Thank God.
No.
Daddy. Wow.
Do you want to feel big dicks? You know, like-
Big Daddy. This is Jerry.
it was actually hilarious.
I'll bet.
But he was livid.
He did not find it funny.
No, he did not find it funny. We found it funny. That guy, Josh, he apologized to him about it because he was, he didn't think the guy was going to have his daughter call this number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pete, that's his name was Pete.
Pete?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pete. That's
I fractured a rib of his because he was trying to wrestle me. And so, like, I'm a
because
squirrel.
of the phone call.
No, this was another time. He was always trying to wrestle around, be funny. He tried to put his finger in my butt. What the fuck? No, he was.
Pete'll be real happy about that. Joke.
We were like at a job site, and
Yeah.
he was just wrestling around, and I'm kind of squirrely. Especially then, I was a little more squirrely, and I was probably a little stronger just because I was like
Doing manual labor every day, man.
for sure. And he tried to do something, and I moved and fucked up his rib.
Oof.
Like, oops. Well, don't fuck with me.
Yeah, right?
I got a hard head, buddy.
Yeah, man. I'm squirrely.
I'm a squirrely little
I'm
bitch.
wiry. Yeah, I went to high school with a guy that was very wiry. I was never a fighter. Not
I feel
even
like
for
you're pretty
fun.
wiry as high school, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm wiry in the sense of my extremities, but my core is flabby. So
I mean, in high school, though, you were probably wiry.
yeah, maybe. But this guy, he was very slender all over, and he just like, man, he could fight his way out of anything. We were at a friend's birthday party type thing. I don't, whatever you call it in high school, and you're all just hanging out. Whatever it was. It was the guy's birthday, but we were just like playing around.
It was a birthday party.
And we were kind of playing like a cops sort of game where someone would like run and we had to like chase him down. And my buddy Levi was like, he was kind of into martial arts and stuff, and this other guy, he's Chinese. I don't know if he was into martial arts, but he was wiry.
That's an assumption to make.
Probably was good at martial arts. But and it was like kind of funny because like you could not keep this kid down. Like he was the quote unquote bad guy. And like Levi was trying to get him. And then we had another friend. They kind of fought like a fighting Irish.
Oh, nice.
It was.
I put him up.
Like, we were laughing pretty hard. Good guy, but his fighting technique was interesting. And
why don't we see boxers like that anymore? That'd be sick.
We should, because it's just one of those things. Like,
Is that a good way to hit?
No, not at all. But I mean, I guess in one sense, like, how do you get near somebody whose arms are almost straight out in front of them?
I feel like that's how the Cowardly Lion would fight.
Oh, put him up, put him up. Is that how he talked? I don't. Yeah, I need to watch that again. But yeah, man, it's pretty neat to see that. I think you got to have like one of those big old mustaches.
Oh,
if you're gonna
yeah,
do that.
and
Probably wear like a unitard.
Like the old lifter from the circus.
Oh yeah,
That's how he fought.
You got to have the barbell with the two like balloons at the end. So weird.
I want to get a dumbbell.
Do you know how lazy people were in the late 1800s?
Probably very.
Have you seen the shake machine?
Oh, where you just lean on
You
it?
just
It's like,
walk your fat ass onto this platform,
and it shakes
take
you.
a leather belt and put it around your waist, and you just stand there and it shakes you.
My titties are
'Cause
moving.
that's gonna work.
Hey, honey, I need you to
But
get in this
it
machine.
wasn't cool to exercise back then. You just didn't have enough money to eat, and you stayed relatively healthy. A nice fighting weight.
We were probably a lot healthier.
Maybe malnutrition, I think, was a bigger thing. Like you need like enough food.
I feel like that's false. Malnutrition's false news.
Mind over matter, buddy. Mind over matter.
Oh my god, I saw a clip for fucking the debate, the presidential debate. They were like yelling at each other about golf.
Depressing.
Going back to golf,
It
but
is absolutely depressing.
it was funny.
I didn't watch it. Thank
I just
God.
saw a part where Trump's
But-
like, "No, I don't know what he just said there."
He goes, I don't know what he said at the end of that sentence, and I don't think he does either.
It's probably true.
It was bad, man. It was just bad. And
I seen this truck. It was like someone had took a picture of this truck,
yeah.
and it was exactly how I felt. Just don't vote for either of them. It said something
My
like that.
God.
If you could, like
if there were a
Or
good
something like that.
centrist third party candidate that would guaranteed get enough votes, I would totally do that.
oh yeah,
It's so I don't know, man.
I'm gonna
It's
vote
like-
for myself.
I'm gonna write in my own damn name. I'd be amazing, but
Hey,
oh yeah,
kind of
it's
getting back
kinda
to
funny.
something else. Well, not something else, but how's it been not having like? How is it like when you don't have the wife at home?
horrible.
Like, what do you do?
No, it's been it's a fun change of pace in a way. Like it's calm. It's nice on the one hand to have your own time to do whatever you want, whenever you want, right? But at the same time, like it's quiet. It's a little lonely.
Yeah.
You might miss her a little bit. She does a shit ton of work with the dogs. I mean, it's a chore.
It is.
With those dogs. When we're done with this podcast, I'm going to have to run back home and let them out to go potty yet again. Our bulldog, Winston, he's one of our fosters, but he's probably going to be with us forever. He has spina bifida. He's a cool
He's
dog.
such a handsome boy.
But he is a mama lover. I mean, he just loves his mama. Every morning he runs into the bedroom and looks for her, runs to her side of the bed and like whines for her. He sounds like he's angry. He's just like desperate.
He's gonna go nuts when
And
she comes
he
home.
won't go out. Like I have to carry him outside. He's like 45, 50 pounds and he's a hefty chunk.
Yeah.
You know what an English bulldog looks like. He's like a weightlifter,
He is, dude.
I mean,
he's all
just chunked out, and it pisses me off because I'm a wiry guy. So I'm like, how? This is not fair. My dog's neck. Oh, sorry guys.
Hi.
Got a phone call coming in. Stop that.
Hi, you're on the podcast.
But he's so thick, and it's just wild. So he won't go outside, so I have to carry him out. And then we have a blind foster who will walk into the pool every goddamn time. He goes in circles. And like, dude, walk straight. It's like he wants to go in the pool. So I get him out as I'm carrying Winston. And we get to the
he's
grass.
Not small.
He's not little. No, he's a golden doodle.
Okay.
He's like a white golden doodle. Very pretty dog. Very sweet. If you want a white golden doodle who's also extremely, extraordinarily, completely blind, he's a great dog. But man, he'll just run right into stuff, and it sounds so painful. You hear his jaw like click. He's like, buddy, buddy, buddy. Oh, he drives me nuts.
That's crazy. Like,
But-
I don't know if I said on this podcast, but I've told Tom this, but I had a friend that had a blind cat. But this cat was very good about getting around.
Cats
his
are
house.
amazingly nimble, you know?
Yeah, this cat
Dogs not as much.
it would get around the house pretty well up until they would like change change the layout.
Yeah.
Move the couch.
Right. Then it just runs right into it.
Yeah. Move it and it
Yeah.
ran into the fireplace once.
Yeah, this dog does pretty well. He starts to figure out kind of the layout of things. But
You
so
got to keep them on their toes.
Blanca does a lot with these dogs.
Yeah.
And I think whenever your partner leaves, you can really appreciate them.
I think
and
that's
what they do.
Yeah, that's true. That is true
And,
because it's like, you're picking up that slack that they
Right.
typically.
And often you don't see what you don't do,
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, this is a pain in the ass, which I knew. She always told me this is a pain in the ass. I wish you'd help me more. But,
But then again, you have your things you do too.
I have quite a few things, yeah. And
That she
I've
doesn't
left,
might
and
see.
she has told me
Yeah.
before, like, wow, I really appreciate, when you leave and I see you do a lot, and it makes you feel good.
Yeah, for sure. When you're
Yeah.
appreciated, like getting appreciated is like, I don't know, just in like, just not only at home, but in
At
work.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how,
Yeah.
like I just had a review, just, I don't know, Thursday it was.
Oh.
And my boss originally sent me my review.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. Like, and I was like not cool with it.
Yeah.
I reread that thing a few times. And the more I read it, I kind of understood where he was coming. I might not agreed with it, and I kind of voiced myself when I was during the review, kind of voiced
Like
how
the
I
official
felt.
meeting.
Yeah. I straight up said, like, when I first got it, I was not very happy. I actually, because when you feel like you've grown as like, just not as a person, but just in your job, maybe just
Yeah.
in anything, and you feel good about like a place you've come, and then you don't see the recognition for that. That's like a blow, dude. That's like
You're feeling great, and then the wind gets taken.
it's
out of
really
yourself.
hard to like keep yourself grounded
Yeah,
in
it's
those moments.
disorienting, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
it's like your reality is so far off from where you thought it was.
Yeah, for sure. Because you're like, and and that's something I said. I was like, hey, I thought I've actually done pretty damn good this year, and I thought my team's done pretty awesome. What the fuck? I didn't say that, but that's pretty
what
much
you're getting at. Yeah.
And like I said, the more I read the review, the more I was like, I think he's doing this as a let's motivate to these are the things you need to work on. Mm-hmm. And when we spoke and we had a good conversation, everything went really well.
That's good.
And that's kind of where he said he was going with that. And I so I understood, may not agreed with it 100% on some of that stuff because I don't know. I guess I just view myself way better.
I hear you. Like, I'm number one. No one's better than me.
Like, what? No, we had this whole huge audit, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you did. He did. I heard you did really good." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I did. I mean, it's what I do, motherfucker."
I wake up and it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wake up stiff. You know what I'm saying?
I got a hard on for the
back
world,
hurts.
my friend.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about my body stiff, my back hurts.
Yeah. No, it does. My work, I'd always, like so much of my happiness is dependent on being successful at work.
Well, of course.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing, man. It's
I don't know. It made me view where like, okay, well, maybe I need to view other options. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm still there. It's really hard to like, you're always supposed to change and maybe grow as a person and do these things, but like trying to find those things to do or what you should be doing is kind of tough, man.
It is very tough.
Like I'm still trying to find that purpose in life.
Right.
And maybe my purpose is just to be an awesome dad and parent and husband.
Right.
But I don't know. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I've had those moments before too. Teaching's not the easiest career field.
Oh, dude, I bet not. Because as kids, I can only imagine because kids being a parent do not appreciate shit sometimes. Like you do a lot for kids that they don't see.
Sure.
And something I've told Alicia too with like sometimes the kids and, she'll tell me how she feels like, a certain way.
Right.
And I think all moms and dads will feel like they're probably like not good enough. And,
Sure.
And it's not until later on that you're like, I tell her like the older they get, they're going to see the things you've done.
Right.
Or, they're going to appreciate those things.
Right.
We might not get that. And so being a teacher, I can only imagine like, you're teaching like, first graders or whatever.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Well, and that part's not like,
Mr. Parham, fuck you.
It doesn't bother me so much, that piece, because like, they take a lot for granted, but they're like 6. It's like I kind of expect that. And I've had a great personal experience. Like my parents have been great, my classes, my kids, like, there's always like difficult challenges with kids. Like they get along, they don't get along, there's personalities and stuff, but that hasn't been the hard part for me. It's like it's one of those areas of life where like you're never good enough.
Yeah.
Like politically and like in the media, like you read, and it's always like kids are underperforming, schools suck, teachers are lazy and stupid, and blah blah blah. Like we always kind of are put in a position to feel like the villain somehow when every day we're there trying to be there for kids and do what we need to do for kids. And there's just so much out there that seems inaccurate.
Yeah.
And it's like from people that aren't in schools, have no idea what's going on.
They just,
they
just see something on like a Facebook and just assume that's
and
just
it's
how
just
it is.
like we will always be the ones who have to answer for all of society's problems. Like teachers and school districts and systems should just fix every social problem that we have. Like it's not up to parents. It's not up to like just general society to be a part of that solution. It's just school should fix it. And
School
there's
should
a
fix
ton of
it.
people that don't feel that way. Like I've been blessed with the parents I've worked with.
Yeah.
I've had a really good experience. Just very level-headed, good-hearted, nice, kind people that want the best for their kid and are a teammate in that.
And that's how it should be.
And it should be. I mean, like we can't write off every other piece of society and just say schools will fix it.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. It's we always want this easy, simple solution.
What trips me out is they, say they're saying schools should fix it, but then they don't help when schools need things.
Right. Your
You
kids
know what I mean?
have to be there. Well, there's an attendance crisis in this country.
Yeah.
Where like ever since COVID, attendance is abysmal by many more kids than it used to be.
Yeah.
There's just a lack of I don't know, a sense of responsibility from parents to get their kids to school. And if you look at the data from across the country, that's true.
Do you think it's because like parents are saying, kids are like, I need a mental health day?
I think there's some of that. I think there's this new era kind of feeling of like one day's not going to hurt. But I also think our culture's changed where a lot of people are working from home.
Yeah.
Or people were angry with schools when they shut down, or whatever the case may be. Just a sense of like, if they don't go today, it's fine. There are some people that I don't think like being on a schedule and just getting their kid to school early is not a priority. And then if they don't go that day, they don't go. I mean, we're talking when it's chronic absenteeism. I mean, you'll have kids that are gone 50% of the time.
Oh, I believe it.
And there is no way for a kid to make it up. And there is no mechanism to force it anymore, at least not in our state.
Like, so when I was in school, I would tardy all the time because, my mom had to take me to school. I lived out of district, didn't have a bus that took me to school. So I would get tardy, and so many tardies equaled an absent.
Right.
And so many absences when I was in high school equaled a fail. So it didn't matter how you did in class, but if you had like, well, let's just say 8 absences, you failed that class automatically.
Right.
And that happened to me before. And it's just, it's because my mom didn't maybe not want to wake up. Or I don't know what it was, but there was times where it was just, I got tardy. I was tardy so much I ended up fell in this like photography class.
Right.
I was like, fuck.
Well, it's tough because schools should be a part of problem solving that and finding a solution.
I think, but schools should get back to something like that where there is a punishment for maybe you missed too much school. Like, I don't know.
Well, it used to be that people would go to court and there was a judge that would give consequences. Like, your kid's not going to school. It's a responsibility. Kids will be educated. It's where you live in a society, you have to be educated. And it comes back to schools are failing. The narrative is always schools are failing. But again, we are a society and we thrive together and we die together. If you're seeing something from schools, I'm not saying that there's no responsibility. There are some bad teachers. There are some bad administrators anywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
There's some people or districts that get things wrong. Like, I'm not saying everything's great, but generally speaking, in my experience as a teacher, there is a ton of effort put into education. There is a lot of dedicated people who bend over backwards to make sure that kids learn. And generally speaking, it's professional people that want the best for kids.
Yeah.
Outliers aside, that is the core of our field. And we never stop trying to learn. We never stop trying to get better. Every year is like, every summer I start looking through things and trying to think about what I can change up. And like, every kid's different. You have to reach out to kids differently. There's a ton of work that goes into it. And for it to be oversimplified down to like schools fail, but it's frustrating.
Well, the thing is, like, these kids, I mean, essentially are the future of our nation. And so
we value them or we don't.
We're actually failing them in a sense by not kind of helping them.
Well, for example, people don't understand how schools are funded. And I see a lot of times, like, and I get it. Taxes are shitty. They suck.
Yeah.
But the way that school funding works in most areas, and where we're from, Washington State, it absolutely works this way. The state expects local communities to pay X amount. So in our state, every district has to run levies.
Yeah.
That is an expectation of the state. They don't get enough money to operate. The state provides enough money for like your basic classroom. That does not include much.
That's
and
wild.
They give money for a basic school bus with no safety equipment or anything special, just a bus with a motor, basically. It's up to, the expectation is that communities will cover the rest of the cost. That is the way our system's set up. So a lot of times people are like, they're mismanaging the money and they keep asking for more. We give them money and then they want more. Often the levy actually isn't increasing any money that is being asked for. Sometimes it even decreases.
Well, it's just
and
saying,
sometimes it increases, but it's based on market conditions. This is what it costs to run our district.
do you guys have to do that yearly?
Not yearly. I forget exactly how often it is, but it's...
Because there was just one recently.
Because we do levies and we do bonds. And they tend to flip-flop. Bonds are for building. Levies are for learning.
Bonds. That sounds so
to
jealous.
build a new building, you have to run a bond to get money. And then there's state matching funds. So if you get your local funding secured, then the state will increase and match some percentage. And that's how district budgets work. It's not that they're, and sometimes they're mismanaged. Don't get me wrong. Again, there are cases where people are dumb and they don't.
Well,
do
like you
smart
said, there's
things.
bad administrators.
Right.
You know,
But in general, the system, you're not being asked for more money because they mismanaged the last money. You're being asked to continue to fund the system because that is the way it's funded and that's the way it works.
I know that book's 45 years old. Just keep it.
Well, yeah, and like
that's so stupid. You know what I mean?
Right, with curriculum, okay, that's levy dollars, right? That buy new curriculum. So curriculum is one of those things. You don't get a new curriculum all the time, but there's a cycle. Typically, it's like a 5-year cycle or a 10-year cycle or a 7-year cycle. And so when that period of time is up, like we're in a position now, the reading curriculum that we have, they're no longer going to be making a lot of the resources for it. So you get to a point, you time that out where then your district's ready to move on to the next next curriculum
phase,
because at some point they stop formally producing that. Maybe not that curriculum, but that what do you call it? That like that version, that point. It's like 2.0 or whatever that's going to come out, and so you don't have the materials to go with it. Like we're just now getting our math curriculum up and running, and I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a good curriculum. But
I think for like
wild.
some of us older folks, those changes is for us. We're like, that's so stupid.
Right.
We don't. But then when you like see the benefit, I think being like friends with the teacher and understanding, oh, okay, I can see the point in this.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah. We're trying to get kids to think beyond just memorizing.
Yeah. And that makes sense.
There's a deeper connection that the goal is to help kids, engage math specifically on a deeper level where it's more personal and it's a true understanding of concepts versus just like, well, if I throw this algorithm together, it'll give me the answer.
Yeah.
It's not answer based. It's how you got the answer.
Yeah.
Matters. And
Because back when
know.
I was a kid, it was just, like you said, memorize.
Right.
Got a calculator now.
And I don't know how much in high school. I know from like little kid level, but I know for us, especially like this new curriculum, when we went to the training, there was a lot about play, engaging kids through play, having them just like play through scenarios and work with things in like more of a play mindset. So it doesn't feel so much like learning. It feels like they're like answering questions. And the way that they went through it, I was really excited because it's like, I can see how this will work. Our last curriculum, I don't think was great. We did a lot of work to supplement that and make it work. But
it'll help them just engage their head more.
Yeah, like they get into it and it's like they forget they're learning, and then it's good.
Something I heard is like, and it might have been, like I said, I've been listening to a lot of Theo Vaughn stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it might have been something on his, but he's saying it seems like kids today lack imagination because
he was talking about imagination. Because there's not an app on the phone.
Yeah, because there's so much, because everyone's on the phones now, so they don't have that. When we were younger, you didn't have that stuff, so you made up these scenarios in your head. You got like, you use that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like something like that kind of helps the kids with that. You know
and you're absolutely right in that case. Like they're doing a lot of research now with phones, YouTube. It's a lot of very quick, instant gratification stuff. And we're talking kids whose brains are not fully developed. Yeah. So they're coming up in a world where if they're bored with something, boom, boom, boom. And if you look at adults, if you look at shorts, I'm sure ours are the same way. Yeah. When you look at shorts, you don't often see just one shot like what our podcast looks like right now. It's a lot of bouncing back and forth, movement.
Well, the guy doing the golf thing.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's a good example. He was making that hole, like all of a sudden, it's just like, doon, 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 doon. You didn't see the exact process.
Exactly. You saw very short cuts.
Yeah. And then he was done.
Yep. And that's what
just like a man
tend to like.
Just like a man.
Like 20 seconds, it was done. But that's like the wild thing is with these little brains, they don't have any other experience. Yeah. And all they know is like, oh, I want a dopamine hit. Like I want something exciting and fun and interesting. And that's a tough thing in schools because we have to fight that. Yeah. And it's like rewiring brains.
I was, we went to, it was our friend Eddie. Yeah. His daughter graduated high school. And so we went to a graduation party yesterday in Prosser. And there was times where JJ was like, I'm like, go play, your buddy Eddie is over there. And mind you, my son's more of a, he's not like, my son's not like a rough housing kind of kid. Yes. He's not a rough, he
and Elliot are both the same. They're very mild tempered.
He's like, I'm good. Yeah. And so, but I would see him go for the phone or do something like that and try to like, I'm like, no. Right. You don't need the phone right now. Just go be a fucking kid right now. Go pet the dog. Yeah. Go look at the goats. There's property around here. Just, go play. Right. And so trying to not get him to do that was tough because, like you said, he's used to these things. Yeah. He's got to do something.
Instant gratification, changing up all the time, not boring at all. Yeah. Yeah. We're in a good spot right now. My cousin is building a house. So she and her family, I think I mentioned this, they're living in the little house that we have. And he's got a cousin, Logan. And it's nice always have, like JJ's over quite a bit, but he's not there all the time. Yeah. Logan's over there all the time, and it's really gotten Elliot out. Because Elliot is very much a YouTube and video game kid.
That's JJ.
He'll do it all the time if you don't. And JJ's a little better at wanting to do other things. Like JJ will get tired of it, and like I'll see him alone playing with like Elliot's toys, or if he brought toys, he'll be playing some game.
Yeah.
And Elliot's in there. But
That's so
I don't
fun.
know. He's out more playing, and like when JJ's over, I think he's doing other things than just wanting to do.
Well, you know, I always have to tell JJ that, like, go outside, go do something, fucking stretch your legs. You need to get, you know, like stretch your eyes out.
Right. I remember being a kid around here, and our area has grown a lot since I was a kid. But there was more open land back then, and there was this big field, like probably a quarter mile away from my house.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go down there and just like walk through it like it was some like open desert somewhere. And I just remember that feeling of like craving adventure, craving just
that's
something to explore, and just being so like down and bored.
That's what I was trying to get JJ to do, is like explore, go do something. Because like, when I was a kid in Vegas, there was deserts around us.
Yeah.
So me and my friends, we'd go out, explore the desert, go look for lizards.
Yeah.
We fucking dug a hole, made a little forts, and do stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Found a gun in one time. Like, shit, dude.
some murder weapon.
Probably.
Played with needles.
I remember on my way to move here, I tried to dig up that gun that we buried to see if, like, you know, so I can take it with me. I don't know why. Like, I didn't know shit about guns. I'd probably get shot my fucking face off.
Right.
So maybe it's a good thing. It wasn't there anymore.
Oh,
so
darn.
hopefully the kid was like, Dad, I found this.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what
that
happened.
murdered 14 people.
Right? Yeah, you're crossing state lines with a murder weapon. That's good.
They're like,
Your
damn,
mom's like, damn it.
I got away with it.
Yeah,
Stupid
would
kid.
have got away with it too if it weren't for you pesky kids.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Johnson. I do kind of have a question
Okay.
of the week, I guess.
Yeah.
It's more of a, do you ever have like those, that's Theo Fon's, dark arts thoughts?
Yeah.
Or just a thought that's like, it's just a thought. You obviously wouldn't want this to happen.
Sure.
But like, it's just one of those, it's kind of dark.
Yeah.
Like for me yesterday, I was just, what got me thinking about this is I went outside, let the dogs go to the bathroom. It was about 10:30 last night. And I'm just sitting out there and I look up and I see this plane and I was just like, what if this plane just fucking got shot down or something crazy? Like that'd be crazy. That'd be kind of cool. But then I was like, nah, that wouldn't be cool.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't be cool, but it'd be wild to see.
Right.
Like what would I do? Like, I don't know. Do you ever have like weird ass thoughts like that?
Bill Burr's got a really funny a stand-up routine that's in one of his Netflix specials, and he talks about driving and like seeing people on the sidewalk and being like, stay in this lane, nobody knows me. If you're like this, I'm infamous. Like he's got a funny way of putting it, but yeah, I know what you mean.
No,
like,
that's true though.
I think our brains sometimes are pulled towards that twisted stuff that we would never do in real life.
Yeah.
That dark.
It's what is that? The intrusive thoughts?
Yeah, that I think that is
I
what
have
it's
those.
called.
I have intrusive thoughts, and then I have those. What is it? I just feel like I could do that.
Yeah.
I think I could do that.
Okay.
Kind of like that Geico commercial where he's like juggling. This guy's juggling some chainsaws, and he's like, "I got Geico.
Oh yeah. I can
Give
do
them to
that.
me." Yeah.
I don't think I can do that.
Toxic
but-
trait. My toxic trait, they say, is I think I could.
Toxic trait. I've never heard that.
Yeah, they'll be like, "What's your toxic trait?" And they'd be like, "My toxic trait is thinking I could fucking hit a golf ball 400 yards easily."
Well, in
or
our
something
modern
crazy.
culture, isn't it being?
I don't know what that means by being, because that's not really toxic.
Yeah,
to me.
toxic trait.
But that's what they'll say, stupid shit like that.
My masculinity, it's so toxic.
Like I'll see stuff and I'm like, I kind of think I could do that. But I still do that to this day. I'll see something, I'm like, I think I could do that. Like yesterday, I was like, so when we were over at Eddie's thing, they brought in a mechanical bull.
Oh,
For the kids to ride. JJ got on it. He did pretty good, actually.
nice.
And then like, you gonna get on, Jess? I'm like, I'm good. Like, but a part of me was like, I think I would probably do
Your
that.
toxic trait was like, I'll ride the shit out of that bull.
I'll make everyone jealous in here. I'll have the guys moist. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be playing some women's tennis on that bull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There'll be a lot of guys who pop Cialis on it. No. They got boners because of me.
What he's saying is guys are going to be horny watching them ride that bull. My God.
Alicia was like super. She wore a dress and she looked really good. Mm-hmm. And I was like super, like, I don't know. Sometimes, like I'll see my wife and I'll just be like, God damn. You know?
Like it's new again, right?
Yeah. And it's like yesterday was that day because
Yeah.
she doesn't wear dresses often. She doesn't. And we got a little, her boobs was showing a little cleavage, and I love that. She knows, but she's very uncomfortable with that. You know, so she'll like try to cover up and stuff because she feels like it's out there. But like it wasn't like
Tasteful.
It was
I know
tasteful.
what you mean.
My wife's very tasteful. She's not like Hoey, where it's like nipples,
Right.
You know,
Like bra line.
and so like yesterday was like that, where I was just like, she just looked super good, and I was just like, girl, you better watch out. But nothing happened because we went to sleep.
Yeah. Well, girl, you better
watch out. No, she was out before me.
I'm a little tired.
She's like, fuck, he wants this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me put on this murder show and go to sleep.
No, I know what you mean. It's I
don't know.
Sometimes I'll look at Blanca and it's the same thing. It's
You
like,
just got this
know,
new-
when you know, like you are the person I am attracted to. Like,
Yeah, that's
there's-
how it was.
I could like leave. I could go find somebody else, and I always end up finding someone who just basically looks like you
Yeah.
because you are my thing.
Yeah, I was looking at her yesterday, and I just told her, I was like, fuck, girl.
Yeah.
Girl, you're lucky people are around right now.
I got tear it up, girl.
Give you the best 4.5 seconds of your life.
Yeah, I think I accidentally just finished myself. Like,
I'm done. Never mind.
you
Go
got
to
off
sleep.
easy this time, girl.
You're lucky. You
Give
got
me one
off
of those American beers and
I'll be good.
let me go to sleep.
American beers.
God, I want to try one of those things.
You
man.
know, I'm tempted to try one just, I'll break my sobriety just to try
for
it.
an American beer.
I get hooked.
I am so curious who makes American beer. It's got to be just Busch Light. Like
I
we
don't
said
know.
last
Isn't there
week.
only a couple really brewing
Yeah,
companies
that's
out
what
there?
I'm saying. Is like it's got to just come from like they take the shit water that came out of another
Yeah.
beer and they just like yeah.
You know
we'll
how
filter it
the
one more
little
time.
thing will fill up the beers or something you
Yeah.
see? Anything that spills over, that's American
That's
beer.
American beer.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably.
It's
Sorry,
a little
Hulk.
Busch Light, a little Bud Light, a
Right.
little just Budweiser.
PBR maybe thrown in there.
People are like, you know, those are all different brewing
Yeah.
companies. You know, so this is what they do with these companies. All that extra they put in one big bin and send them off, and so that's American beer.
And that's
Tastes like
American
shit.
beer. They used to give it to the homeless as a
We got a little Old English in this
Oh my
mixed
God.
with this.
Old English. I haven't had that in so long. I can't imagine.
I want to know what Old English mixed with just like a normal beer would
Is that
taste
a
like.
malt?
It's
Is that
a
what they
malt.
call a malt? And I don't even remember what a malt really is. What makes it a malt?
Goat chocolate?
Somebody, yeah.
Isn't that a malt?
A malty mallowy.
so good.
Fuck, it's Willy Wonka's beverage of choice. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Part of me would want to buy one and try one, but I'm like, It was the first thing I ever drank, I do believe, was an Old English 40.
Mine was probably, actually, yeah. It was called Old English High Gravity.
Yeah.
was
Oh
just-
boy.
I had
High
like
gravity.
That's all I remember. It had like a gold label on it,
Yeah.
and it was, you know, like 40. And then I would get like the 211s or St. Ides.
Sure.
St. Ides were actually pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, MD 2020. You ever had that Mad Dog?
My fucking God, man. I got
It's
so...
like juice, brother.
Yeah.
So
well,
gross.
I got my trashiest cry drunk on that stuff, man. Early drinking.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're kind of figuring out what kind of drunk you are. Typically, I was a very fun drunk. But there was like a period of time, probably a 6-month period of time. This is college days. Drinking was A-okay.
Yeah.
And, man, I drank this Mad Dog with 2 friends, and I was telling my life story and bawling like a little bitch. It was crazy. Woke up and like,
Been
I
there.
am never drinking that again.
When I was at Job Corps, we would drink. You know, we're Job Corps, so we're getting paid. We'd get paid like every 2 weeks, but it was like $20.
Right, exactly.
Trash. So we'd get
Chump change.
Yeah,
That's-
we'd get little. We'd sneak alcohol in center, so we'd like
Yeah.
just get this crap shit from the fucking grocery store, or
Right.
like, you know, wherever. And yeah, it was like 2020, and then
Man, Mad Dog.
Everclear, we would sneak that shit in.
Yeah, Everclear.
It's disgusting.
I haven't had a lot of. I think I've had more like homemade, like Huckleberry Everclear or whatever from like some Idahoan guy. And I always knew you could go blind, so it was like little drinks. I'm not
Go
gonna,
blind.
You know, yeah, man. Some of that stuff, like the backyard,
Yeah.
like Everclear shit, the super strong, like you can go blind.
That's
Maybe
wild.
it's an old wives' tale, but I think it's true. Like it can be so potent that your eyes.
It's like 190 proof, something like that.
It's nuts, man.
I know in Oregon it was.
Yeah.
At my wedding, I had a couple shots of Everclear.
Yeah.
At the reception.
Sure.
That was cool.
No, it's all right. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with it.
was
It's
disgusting.
just, it's, yeah. I mean, like,
It'll
I'm
put
still,
hair on your chest.
I'm still primarily a whiskey man.
Yeah.
I like beer. I do like beer a lot. Still like an IPA. I haven't really done a lot of IPA drinking in summer, but it's just a flavor to it.
Yeah. I think if I ever get to drink again, if I ever decided to drink again, I would probably just stick with like
Yeah.
whiskey, maybe.
Still one of my favorite lines, the show Schitt's Creek. There's this guy. It's the guy that played Mr. Andrews on Titanic, that actor. He was the guy that built the ship. Very like prim and proper Englishman, right? But he plays like this actor, this Hollywood actor who's just kind of a prick and like has major issues. And he's only in like a small piece of this episode. And he's trying to convince this character Moira to go back to this old show. And he's drinking the entire time. And then she asks him if he wants, and he goes, No, I quit the drink. Simply a wine and scotch man now. It was one of the best lines I've ever heard.
I love that
Simply a wine and scotch man now.
That's all I am.
That's not alcohol.
No.
But that's such an alcoholic way to think of things.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I just drink wine and
I
scotch.
don't touch that stuff. Just wine and scotch.
Yeah, I don't touch that hard stuff.
No, man. It's good times.
Yeah,
Good times. I'm fucking loving summer. I
Hell
hope you
yeah.
guys are loving summer. Our weather's been kind of crap, but today's very pretty.
Oh, dude.
So, just like find anything in the day. Like, you're like, oh, it's windy. My hair's going to be ugly. Just go out and be like, man, feel that wind on my face.
Yeah.
Spread
Other
your,
people don't get to.
Yeah, spread your wings like a bird. Put your face out there like you're a dog with your head out the window and just feel it blowing through your face.
It's out your house window.
Just pretend like it's fun,
Yeah.
Find joy in the little things.
I know. I think I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
My wife's not here. She's in Yakima.
Yeah. My wife's in Las Vegas.
I don't have a car, so it's not like I can go anywhere. I might mow the lawn.
There you go. I know I need to clean the pool. And I can tell you, I'm going to be pretending like that's a fun thing to do.
I don't know. I might get in them dark arts and touch myself. No, I'm just
Who knows? Maybe I'll dabble in some dark arts. Thank you.
Yeah.
Copyright
Anyway.
Theo Vaughn.
Yeah.
He's funny, man.
Yeah, he is. But anyway, guys, you
Yeah.
guys have a fucking good time.
Yeah. Have a great week.
Yeah, Bucket, I'll be seeing you soon. I'm going to see Bucket and his family.
Yeah, man. And to everybody that's still listening, we have quite a few people, friends, people in our
Appreciate
little
you
group
guys.
that listen. And hey, I would rather have people that know us and love us listening than just randos anyway. But if you're a rando, we love you too. Thank you so much for being a part of
Just
what we do
Weirdly-
here. Just weirdly blended. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, take it easy. There we go.
I was like, take it.
I almost hit stop. Yikes.